Hi, welcome to the Andrea and Stacy show.
I'm Andrea, and you
I'm
can see me
Stacy.
in real time.
Yeah,
We're glitchy today.
our video is freezing and it's a live camera. It shouldn't do that. So
and never in a flattering pose either.
no, we just sat down and hit record.
Yeah.
If you see me double check myself, it's because I'm still looking that way. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
This could be the best one yet.
It could be.
It's art.
We went to Norman and Allison got to see Griffith Memorial Buildings for the first time.
Oh, yeah?
She didn't even know that there was an insane asylum / hospital up there.
I interned there the last year they were open, and I'm glad it shut down. It needed to be shut down a long time ago.
I've heard some terrifying things went on up there.
It's disgusting. It was a cesspool and nasty.
Yeah.
And no real therapy.
None. It was just a place to put people and abuse them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was people that really should have been in jail.
Yeah. But Saturday, we got to go to an estate sale, garage sales, checked out a couple of Goodwills. We being Jeff and Allison and I. Yeah, it was fun.
Treasure hunt, sort of.
I did get some pretty good deals. I got a apron. There was one house when we were leaving Norman. There was an estate sale sign. Jeff said, "Stacy, you want to go?" I said, "Yeah, we're here. Let's go." So we go over. It's this pretty nice house in an addition. And you had to put a mask on to go in, which is unusual here in Oklahoma right now, that anybody's wearing a mask. And we go in through the garage, and it looked like, this is my best guess from my experience of being at estate sales, probably the lady got moved to an assisted living or something because there were zero personal effects. Okay. There were no clothes, there were no pictures, no like reading material. I'm guessing. Unless they're just weird about it, which is possible, but there was nothing personal there. Yeah. She collected angels, high dollar collections. Angels, these one figurines I've never seen before. You know those little bears that were kind of popular the late 90s, the plastic, they weren't porcelain or anything. She had a collection of those, and one of them was a troll this tall, and he had like patchwork coveralls on. So they were like whimsical, but they were too cute for me, you know. And then these dolls that I think are from the 60s or 70s that are like this tall, and I think that you got one a month. Okay. She had like 100 of those. They're not well made, and they have little costumes on. And they wanted
like different parts of the world.
Yes, that's what they were. They wanted $25 a piece for those, but it looked like they hadn't sold any of them. She had like Princess Diana stuff, which more on that later. But she had gold, really nice gold flatware. But they price stuff so expensive. Like, you know, when you go to an estate sale or garage sale, they'll just take like all the utensils out of the drawer, bundle them up, and it's like $5. They had each individual thing priced. Like a knife was $8. They had no concept of money, is what I'm going to say. Zero concept of money.
I think it was the families and sisters.
Yes, yes. I think the family was the one there monitoring the people that were working it, if I could tell. Because a guy said, tomorrow you're going to go 50%, and this guy from the back, they had somebody in every room, like somebody's going to steal those god-awful angels. The guy in the distance, a voice came and said, everything will be discounted tomorrow, but we don't know how much. Like, it's common knowledge the last day of a estate sale is 50% off because that's your last ditch effort to get it. You come to get the things you want the first day and pay full price or barter with them. And then the second day, you know, whatever's left is 50% off. So,
see, people want the collector price. You know, the premium price. That's why you don't get the resale price for your car. Like Kelly Blueback has the resale price and then the trade-in value.
Right.
Because everybody knows, like, they misconstrue the idea of what they're doing.
Yeah. They also have no concept of money. Keep that in mind. So I'm going through, and there was a dress there that was old, and it was heavy beaded, like handmade. Yeah, it was cool. That was pretty much the only personal item that was there. But I did find a waist apron from the World's Fair. That
St. Louis, the World's Fair?
Cool. Yeah, it had never been used. And you know those satiny, like, they're like scarves, but they're not for scarves. Sometimes they have pillows made out of them, and they've printed in ink, like big events, like the World's Fair would have one. I got one of those that's a World War II one.
Oh, cool.
So I did find some cool stuff there that they thought was less than, that I got a pretty good price on.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a really good day Saturday.
That's awesome. Like when things just spontaneously turn into fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. I'm just enjoying getting out of the house lately. I didn't realize how much I was holing up.
Oh.
Not for any real reason. It was just one day was leading into the next. I was doing a lot of projects around the house. I wasn't leaving.
Yeah.
So, well, if I left, it was like, go get this and come back. Go get this and come back. Yeah. I need a day to just wander and free my mind a little bit.
Friday night, Allison and I are going to some place far side of Oklahoma City. Could be Edmond, I don't know. They're showing the 20th anniversary something of Harry Potter. And their food that night is Harry Potter theme named, like Death Eater Burger or something. So, and then there's supposed to be some scenes never before that have been released for this. But I think it's like an ale house. I cannot remember the name of it. But they show like movies that are in the theater there. So it is a theater, but I'd never heard of it before.
AT&T.
Oh, yeah, I don't. They just want to know how their service was. So I'm excited for that for Friday.
That's awesome. That'll be fun.
I think so.
I need to get out in nature. I need to just look, watch, listen, walk, feel. Got to decompress a little bit.
I'm telling you, I was sewing really hot and heavy there for a while, and then I made such a mess that I can't be productive or creative. Like, it's a fine line. I'm more creative in a mess because everything's laid out in front of me and I can see it. But I've peaked a mess where I'm going to have to stop, reset, and then start over.
See, that's what I do when I go start a project, or even if I cook anything. Like, I have to start with a clean slate, and then I can do my thing.
Yeah.
And then it has to be over.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could jumpstart that part of me that just keeps going.
I can keep going if it's the same, like, if I'm making a quilt and I stay with that quilt, I can go till it's done. Yeah. Because I enjoy doing that. But if it's something, like if I'm having to jump back and forth, I want to put all of that quilt up to get the other quilt out. And I kind of didn't do that the last week I was sewing. I got bored sewing on one, so I started working on another one that's kind of tedious. And so it's just,
When my anxiety peaks, and I've been a little stressed out lately, I will say, like, I have to, it's like everything has to start falling into order like dominoes.
Yeah.
You know, like, I could go down to my kitchen right now and make a sandwich, right? But if I were going to go down to bake cookies, it's never a good day when I bake. I cannot bake. It's awful. I was in this. But if I were to attempt to bake cookies, I would have to be wiping the counters off. I'd go through. I had to check the expiration on the butter and all the ingredients. I would have to have it, and then I would bake.
I start baking and realize I don't have sugar, and then I have to run to the store and put sugar in the middle of baking.
I'll leave this right here. It's fine. Just don't touch it.
Or I go sit down and start a movie.
And then Rainy freaked me out.
Uh-oh. Rennie's the neighbor.
Yeah. Cross the road. She called me because she found a roach. Now, that's not the end of the world, except that there's a house next to her and a house next to that have been having Orkin come every month because it's infested. And then they've been mowing and cleaning up the outsides.
Yes.
So, like, even I walked outside my house the other day and turned on the outdoor light so the dogs could go. And I know what bugs live where. So I thought I noticed some activity, and I'm like, what's out? And it was outside, but yet I saw a couple what I thought were roaches, and I was like, that's weird, because I know what bugs I have around and what I don't, and I was like, this looks out of place. And then she calls me the next morning and was like, there were some roaches on my porch, and one got in the house, and I was like, holy hell. So out comes all like the spray and everything. And that happens. If you've ever had like people move in and out next to you that have them, like you have to like put your defenses up.
The house next to us was completely trashed. The yard was trashed. The house was trashed. And when they came and cleaned it up.
Yeah, if they stay undisturbed, it's fine. It's their problem. Yeah. But when they go and people clean it.
Yeah, they migrate. Every time someone moves out of that house, we know when they abandon in the middle of the night, we just go buy the stuff because they're coming over.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. So I had that. It was like another layer, like.
Yeah.
So then I go out to the farmhouse. Like I said, we hadn't been out there. So it's like another layer. And then, I think I've been running on like fumes.
And then you worked your whole bathroom over?
Except the baseboards. I never replaced those.
Oh.
But I did repaint them.
If you've been with us long enough, there's more to that story that we're not going to go into. But my hair looks good today. I don't know why. I don't know what's different. But it's whiter and curlier, and it's almost even.
Looks good.
Usually one side's shorter than the other. So I don't know what's
looking good.
What happened, but when I feel good, my hair usually does okay.
I think it's just going through a transition. Like our bodies go through transition phases.
I didn't feel real good for a long, not sick, just kind of run down.
Yeah. Like seriously, I haven't straightened mine yet since I got it cut, and I really. But I've been that lazy and not interested.
I thought about straightening mine, and then I looked at it and saw the split ends and thought, nah. I won't do that.
I can't get all the curl out, but if I straighten it for a few days, I can get it to
your hair's flatter. Doing this too. Let's see. Look, I have these huge straight pieces that people try to pull out of my hair because they think it's like
stuck.
Yeah, but it's attached.
That one just decided not to curl today. I don't know what to tell you.
There's another piece here. Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, I got Kimber's quilt quilted. It's at the house. I got to get binding on it. Yeah. I can't promise when I'll get binding on it, but it is quilted and at my home now. So
awesome.
Yeah.
She loves your quilt shop.
She does. My quilt shop.
Stacy's building is what she calls it. I love it. She'll never think or know any different,
Yeah.
AT&T left me a voicemail message.
Uh-oh.
It had to have been them. We just got a voicemail there the last one I called. I don't like cell phones. I don't like internet. I don't like cell phone or internet companies. I don't like combined cell phone and internet companies. They're even less efficient.
It's true. What did they say?
Hi, it's AT&T. We noticed that you haven't rescheduled your appointment.
I did
If you
reschedule.
plan to cancel or change your appointment,
I already
please
did.
call us at 800-288-2020.
And it goes on and on and on and on.
If you would like.
They've been calling me for days telling me to reschedule my appointment. They were supposed to come out on a Monday. The tech called and said, hey, I'll be at this address. I'm like, that's not the right address. And they're like, well, we'll have to cancel this, and you'll have to call them and make a new appointment with the right address. Because with them, they get the specs for that address of what like the closest tie-ins to, like they have to work that order as it's presented. So the tech themselves, who they just contract out, right, can't do anything about it. They have to have the information. I was like, okay, I understand. I got you. So I call AT&T when they're open. She was like, oh, well, here's the thing that's not letting me go through. Is your husband around? Because he was the primary on the account. I'm like, no. She's like, well, if you want me to set it up on the phone with you today, can we put it in your name? And I'm like, yeah, we can make it mine. It doesn't matter. And so she resets it up in my name, and it took her 3 or 4 times and it didn't go through. And I was like, well, what's happening? I was like, is the internet down? She's like, no, I just haven't got my nails redone. And so as I'm typing it in, the information has to match up, and I keep making mistakes. I was on the phone for about an hour. So when she finally gets it to go through, I get a confirmation email. Yes, it was sent directly to me, Anfrea Wilkinson. Anfrea Wilkinson, which is totally my name, now has AT&T Internet down at Transformations. I'm going to start calling Anfrea off. Wilkinson, my alter ego. I wasn't about to correct that.
No, because it's another hour. Anfrea.
But it came to my email address, Andrea Wilkerson, at blah, 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 blah. But Anfrea Wilkinson has AT&T wireless internet. So, the next time I need a tech to come out there and they ask for my identification, it's not going to match up. It's going to be a problem.
Not for Anfrea.
Not an Anfrea can't handle.
That's great. I usually get Critchfield.
Yeah.
That's
and how many ways do they spell Stacy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or Tracy. Or Daisy if they're over the age of 65. I don't know what goes on with our ears.
Daisy. That's all I can think. Well, so that little Monday appointment that had to be canceled, right? They keep calling me wanting to reschedule it. I've gotten no less than 50, 60 automated phone calls, text messages, and emails, combined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. You can't block it because they're calling probably from different numbers.
I mean, what am I going to do? Reschedule. How do you get it to stop? You can't get it to stop. Thank you, AT&T.
Yeah, we hate AT&T. Especially the one here in town. It's difficult.
Everything is happening.
I don't know. I roll into stuff pretty easy breezy. I don't roll in expecting trouble. I would never go anywhere if I thought that was going to happen.
I saw a big rant about Little Caesars Pizza.
Yeah.
Taking so long, on the
I saw
gossip page. I was reading through it. They had me sympathizing with them for a while. And I do. Anybody, right now working in the food industry, it was one person easy.
Working.
Yeah.
And the delivery guy.
And one guy injects his opinion. He's like, look, I'm not trying to say that they're not overworked, tired, need a break, but I do know that I alone was able to make 50 pizzas an hour. With that oven by myself. It was really no one's order should be taking that long.
But it shouldn't be. But I feel like they got behind. She's having to answer the phone herself, take the order herself, deal with the people walking in herself, and then make the orders and keep the pizza thing, walk-in pizza thing full. If you're not organized, and I don't know when she started there, if it was yesterday or what.
Who knows? Kudos to people that would stick with it.
I would have locked the door.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
I'd have walked out.
And Burger King, they can't be open much longer, right? That's not going to
we went.
They got to be shutting them
down. Burger
soon.
King makes me sick here.
Yeah, physically ill.
Yes, Allison too.
Yeah.
Jeff won't eat
it. We won't eat it. No.
The last time, however many months ago that was that we got it, my bun was ice cold. Was yours?
No, I didn't have the ice cold, but it was
it wasn't room temperature.
When you take a bite and you should stop eating it. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And
the fries weren't even good, so
no. How long?
And we kept cutting them slack because the line was always so long and they were new. And then I was like, look, I can go.
Brahms and McDonald's, they're
Yeah.
killing it. I mean, not that they didn't have their hardship or stuff too. So it's not like, you know what I mean?
I do.
They're dealing some serious volumes. So what you have is an understaffed restaurant.
Yeah.
And I still feel like there's certain places that hire people that are on probation and get government kickbacks, or people, like with other issues that don't find jobs. And when you get a place like that, and you get that level of service.
Yeah. Especially if you don't have a manager that knows how to handle people in the first place.
Or have some dignity. It doesn't matter how you carry yourself and operate. Like if you're somebody that can't get out of bed, fix your hair to go into work, it's going to show. Well, you know what I mean? Like if you're managing other people.
Yeah. It's a problem.
But, here we are still going through places like that. So, yeah. I don't know. I just wish it was different. Maybe it can be. Have you noticed out and about everything is like 10 times busier here and more volumes of people?
Yeah.
I've been bumping into people from like other countries, like just here and there, like at gas stations or whatever, because they're all driving through. And
late at night at Walmart, you get all kinds of string hair. I've seen people from several different countries, obviously from other countries. At lunch, when I go get lunch, I try to leave at 10 till noon now instead of noon if I can at all, because it's just a nightmare.
Busy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was like, I guess we're just going to have to be used to it. This is just how it is.
Yeah.
It's how it is. It's not going back. And, we took a drive to southeastern Oklahoma, and rural Oklahoma is still out there that's untouched, so to speak. So that's comforting to know. But if you live like Chickasha anywhere off of a major highway, or if you're a junction in between two destinations, it's you're definitely picking up and seeing the increase in business now. It's cool though.
Yeah, growth is always hard.
Mm-hmm.
But starting businesses and not having people trained restaurants, especially in this town, is like this town's curse. And people here are super picky, including myself, about the quality of food and
I'm not,
cutting slack. I'll give you 2 months to get it figured out, because people quit on you that you spent time training. But we're fixing to get that Wendy's, and now I'm curious to see. Yeah. And I've been here long enough to know that the last Wendy's we had is where the health stat thing is, next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it got closed because of health code violations, like literally closed. And then we had, what was that breakfast place that's the dentist place now?
Oh, Denny's.
Denny's got literally chained because they didn't pay their taxes. I'm just trying to think of places,
Yeah.
It's like, and we had a Little Caesars, and I managed that Little Caesars, and it closed. The two did not have anything to do with each other, but it closed. And
well,
now
we've
we have
had the same Little Caesars, and the same thing as closed, reopened, closed, reopened. 3 times it has opened.
We've
the
had
original time, and then close and reopen, and then close and reopen again.
Yes. And then I don't think, is it Jimmy John? No, that's a sandwich shop.
Jimmy's Egg?
No, the pizza place.
Oh, Papa John's.
Yeah.
It never did open.
It never did open. And I don't know that it will.
Probably better if it didn't.
Yeah, because when people in Chickasha
Somebody
find
told me
out
you have to take it home and make it.
Yeah, cook it. Yeah.
I don't want to
That's what I was going to say. When people in Chickasha find out that it's not a cooked pizza, they'll be like, okay.
If I had time to heat my oven and bake it, why?
Just use a frozen one anyway.
Right.
Patrick was down at Dawn's.
Take and bake pizza.
This
The
is-
whole purpose is running it through the oven
know.
so it tastes better than if it comes out of my oven,
This has been a long time ago,
which
but
has a hole in the center
they
that
went
heats
to-
nothing, and that's my problem with baking.
they went to Tom and Rosetta's, and they asked if they wanted pizza, and said sure. So they ordered it, and they waited a certain amount of time to order it or something. And then Don and Patrick went to pick it up, and when they got it, it was not cooked. And Patrick's like, "This isn't cooked." And the lady goes, "No, don't cook it." He didn't know. And so they had to go home and then cook it. And he was like, this has been several years ago. And he was like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Who came up with that? I'm like, they're all over the place, Patrick. It's not a. So we revisited that story not too long ago when he realized what was going on.
I don't get it with Patrick. I don't get the concept.
Yeah, no, me either. Because then you got to drive all the way back home, which there it was a distance, and then cook it for 30 minutes, whatever it was. I don't remember now.
After you preheat your oven, or no one's going to wait for the oven to preheat. You're just going to put it in there and turn on the oven and add 5 more minutes, so however long they told you to bake it.
Yeah.
That's the magic number. This is why my baking is always a disaster. No. No. I won't do it.
No, I won't either. We like to make our own pizza anyway.
Oh.
Like, if we're going to.
Dean and I always say, like, we'll make our pizza and we're like, it tastes good, it's so much better, and it doesn't hurt our stomach. And then we'll get pizza and we'll eat on it for like a day or two, and then we're like, oh, it hurts my stomach. Like, pizza is one of those things where I will pay the price if I eat it.
Yeah, and then when you order, I don't care if you order from the same place. Half the time it's cooked, half the time it's overcooked. There's never just a time you get a good pizza. And I understand it's delivery pizza, but there should be some sort of quality.
I have a thing too. Like now, like people want to pile on all the toppings, and I think that like ruins the pizza.
Yeah.
Used to you could get a Supreme and it had like 5 or 6 things, and that was a lot. But you used to just get a pepperoni or a combo, like a this and a that, and that's how I still order mine. Like I'll pick 2, maybe 3 things, and that's all I want on it.
I don't know where we get our pizza from. I honestly can't remember where Jeff orders it from when he orders. But the bell pepper slices are like the size of my thumb, like chunks, and the onion is like they sliced it this way and then just cut it in half. And that's so hard to eat on a pizza, even if you're using a knife.
Yeah.
I like mine diced for pizza or in small. It's not my mushrooms, but
Yeah.
bite-sized pieces would be great on a pizza slice.
We were somewhere on vacation. May have been when we went to Hawaii, but I got one of those like where they just flop the mozzarella on it, and then throw on the basil. It was good. It was so good.
Did I tell you about trying to order chicken strips at Chicken Express?
No.
I went to go.
Should be an easy thing.
I went to go get lunch, and Carol said, "Where are you going?" She had brought a salad, but didn't have any protein for it. Her words, not mine. So she wanted 3 chicken strips, and Maddie wanted 2. And I said, no problem. So I go, and I ordered my meal, and then I said, I called them chicken strips. I said, I need an order of 3 chicken strips and an order of 2 chicken strips. And she said, do you mean chicken tenders? And I was like, yes, chicken tenders. And she goes, we don't sell those single. I know for a fact that they do because I've bought them there before for Allison.
Was she saying we only sell them in a combo with a side? Or
Yeah, you had to buy a meal.
That doesn't
whole
make
meal.
any sense.
And I said, no, I don't want a meal. I just want the strips. She goes, we don't sell just the tenders. And I was like, okay, I just want 5 tenders then. I thought maybe you had to order them in like 3 or 5 or 7. And I'm not really scanning the menu here because I've ordered this before. And she said, you have to order a meal. And I said, okay, I'll order a meal, but I don't want anything but the strips. Like, I don't need the other stuff. And she's like, just a waste. And I said, can you just sell me 5 chicken tenders, please? However you have to do it. And she said, well, they're $2.50 a piece. I said, so you can sell them individually? There's a button for that? Like, at this point, I'm kind of irritated. And she goes, well, why would you pay $2.50 a piece for them when you can get a meal for whatever with them in it? Well, the meal would cost more than the 5 at $2.50. That's why. But I didn't take the time to explain that to her. And I said, just do a second order. That was also a downfall. I was doing 2 orders at once through the drive-thru, which is my own fault. And just sell me 5 chicken strips. And she goes, that'll be $10.37 or something. And I was like, oh, so they're not $2.50 a piece, because that doesn't make sense. And she goes, they're $1.89. And I was like, am I talking to the same person? I literally asked her because I thought maybe somebody switched in the. She goes, it's the same person. And she's like, my goodness, it's 10, I'm going to say 37 for 5 chicken strips. That's just expensive. I said, I'm sorry, are you paying for it? I was like, that's all I need. And she just kept on about how expensive that was. So I get to the window, and it's some kid. I get my meal. I get the 5 chicken strips for $10, which makes them $1.90 a piece, with tax. And then I get all the way back, get up there, and realize I didn't even get my sweet tea. Which, let's be honest, that was the only reason I was there. I just ordered some chicken to go with it.
When you drive off and you reach for it.
Yeah. But there was no way I was going back through that drive-through. And see, and I won't go back for like 2 months over that.
I will
Because
never go to Arby's again when they tried to charge me $40.
yes.
Because I added cheese.
Yeah. That was dumb. Yeah, so I don't know what it is with Chickasha in restaurants, but Sonic the other day, I tried to get because you warned me they changed it.
Ugh.
I tried to get a hamburger with just mustard.
Oh my gosh.
And she wouldn't do it. She said this comes with mayonnaise and ketchup, so I ordered a chili dog instead. Because
they're trying to push it. Like, if you order on the app, you can put what you want.
She would not make a mustard cheeseburger for me. So I got a chili dog.
And they changed their pickles.
Yes, they did. I tasted it on a burger.
I like told them sweet dill.
Yes.
I mean, what? It's not a true just dill anymore. It's not a bread and butter. It's not a sweet pickle. It's like a sweet dill. It's disgusting.
Allison went, and I told her to get it dry because apparently you could do. I think it just depends on who's at the mic. Mm-hmm. And I'll put my own mustard on it at the house, but the pickles I had to pull them off. They were too much. They weren't right, and they didn't taste good with it. Whatever they are, they're a hybrid of some sort.
Kimber likes McDonald's. The chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So when we have her, it's the only time we'll go to McDonald's. Well, the last few times, 3-4 times that I've went through, they'll say when I pull up to the window, "Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be ordering with our McDonald's app today?" To which I say, "No." And they're like, "Go ahead, I'll take your order."
Oh.
How about welcome to McDonald's on your next visit? Try our, McDonald's app. Oh, what? You have an app? Let me get out of this line. I've been waiting 15 to 20 minutes in already, and then go load that app and try it.
If you order with the app, you park in one of those spots.
That's what I thought too. But it says, "Are you ordering with our app today?" I don't even know what that means.
I quit ordering with the app when Sonic double charged me. And okay. 2 things happened. I got double charged the second story is what that would be.
Yeah.
The first time I used the app, it was at work, and I put in my order and someone else's order. I put mine in, paid, and then I put theirs in and paid. I pull up to the thing, and I you punch in what booth you're in.
Mhm.
So I punched in the booth on both of them. The girl brings out my food and then comes back again, because she's got the second order with her food. Because they never bring everything out at once for me at lunch.
Right.
I don't know why it takes 3 people, but whatever. So she comes back with the second order and goes, oh no, and turns around and walks off. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I mean, she said it right to me,
Yeah.
standing at my window, and then turns around and leaves. So I'm sitting there, and my food never shows up that I've paid for.
Yeah.
I push the button, and I say, yes, I'm waiting on my food. And she goes, didn't you already get it? And I said, no, it's order whatever, whatever, whatever. And so the girl comes back out, same girl, and she goes, oh my goodness, and turns around and goes back in. So I pushed the button again, and I said, can you get her to stand here long enough for me to talk to her, send her back out? And she goes, is there a problem? I said, yeah, I want my food. She brought it out twice and won't give it to me. I'm kind of laughing, So the girl comes back out and goes, you ordered 2 different meals? And I was like, yeah, I have 2 different orders on the app. I'd like to have it now. And it was like 15 minutes trying to convince them that that was my order too. I would have been better off backing out of that stall and pulling in another one and putting a different number in. I don't understand why it has to be so hard.
It's not.
And I like to tip them at Sonic, but it's really hard whenever you can't do, I don't remember what the rule is there because each place does it different. I think you can if you do a second order, you have to push the button again and do the second order. But they don't have it together enough in there to put all of that order on the tray and bring it out. So one person brings it out, and I give them a tip, and then the next person brings out the second order. They don't get a tip.
No.
Just because they won't put it all on one tray.
Yeah.
And I tell them it's my second order, and I push the button again, and they answer, I'm ready for your second order. They know.
When I go to Sonic here, I don't have a lot of luck. It's like something's always wrong or something's gross or there's a complication. It's like always something. When I go to the one in Marlow, it's great. Now, everybody goes to the Marlow Sonic because it's either there or Taco Mile, right?
Yeah.
That's their fast food places.
Yeah.
So it's probably the cool place to get a job for like it's running smooth. They have their advantages. But when I order on the app there, it lets me leave a tip from the app.
Oh.
So you don't have to like scrounge I'm forever like trying to get quarters, like so I'm like, that's a convenient option, but Chickasha's app does not have that option. It says it's not available at this location. So bring your technology up to par too if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Blanchard Sonic's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any trouble with them.
They're fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're really fast.
Yeah. But I guess I'm just going to complain about fast food. But when you go to the same fast food place 20 minutes away from the town you live in and it functions, you think, what is going on?
And I will tell you the difference.
What is that?
What would you call it? The socioeconomic status?
Yeah. Yeah.
Towns that have more money have better things.
Yeah.
And it's just true. That's why, going to go shop at the Walmart in Edmond, you'll find a lot different items than if you go shop on the south side of Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact.
It is.
I don't know why it's that way, but it's that way.
Yeah, it is.
And it's unfortunate. I can see where inner city people, we're describing about fast food, but imagine school systems for your children.
Yeah.
The inner city is always saying, it's not fair, my kid has less than because of the part of the town we live on.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about segregation, let's talk about the school system.
Yeah.
Because it's not racial segregation, it's socio and economic segregation. It's invisible fences.
Yeah. For
different classes of people, and it's pathetic. But it's engageable day to day by, like, for us, the food service. But some people have to live that day to day for getting their education.
Yeah.
You know, their school bus may have broke down and not work that day.
Yeah.
Or they may have 5 buses running routes that they really need 15. And then you'll have another school up the road just because they get all the tax dollars in that area.
Yeah.
How that's legal, I don't understand when you live in the same darn town. And then, you know, that's, yeah, if I could fight any injustice anywhere, I think it would be right there with how they distribute tax dollars for education. I think I'd be having a big old right session.
Yeah. We've talked about that at length. Well, I think that's all the complaining I have. 30 minutes worth. 40 minutes worth.
I could keep you here for another hour. But I won't.
We'll see you next time.